Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect 3, the Leviathan DLC. I'm the Serious JG. We had a critical mission failure to close our last video, so we need to be a little bit more careful, or be a little bit more effective, I guess, in escorting this drone to take out a bunch of bad dudes who are trying to kill the President. The President being us, I guess. Why are its shields going down? No one's firing at it. Is that a combination of damage it's taking and energy it's expending? Because if so, we did an even better job than I realized of not letting it get hit. Man, right out of the gates, I think, like, instantly ready to fire. Gotta admire how quickly they're ready, like, how quickly they set and start attacking after crashing down in this, like, meteorite-style lander.
One repair done. What?
That didn't take long at all.
To go. Gotta hold on a little longer. Understood.
I'm trying to get down there. I guess you don't get down there.
Shepard, we still need to escort that drone.
Yeah, I got it, buddy. I understand that. You need to be closer emotionally to the drone. Okay, here we go. I took these guys out very effectively last time. Although, considering that they're dying and I'm not doing anything, maybe it was actually James that did it. And I didn't realize. Whee! So I'm sticking close to you, drone. Come on, little droney. There's a headless Edie. Oh, no, that's... there's a head. Okay, okay, well, here's the carver I should be using. What? No, don't jump over! Oh, damn it, I'm gonna die because I hopped over. Okay, I'm not gonna die. But it was a close thing. Oh, my squad's here with me. Hey, Edie. Stick your grenade. Stick your grenade. Those are working pretty good. Let's switch tactics. I found something that worked. Let's switch tactics. I hear you. I'm on it.
Hear you. I'm on it.
Ravager's actually the last one to go down for a change. Okay. That's pretty much it. Just don't hop over that thing. Drone is doing its work with... Oh, you have to stay in here to keep the drone from losing shields? God damn it! I didn't need that. Wait, the drone's still over there? Oh, fuck, this is not... Okay, I was so pleased with how this is going. I guess I wasn't aware that the frickin' drone wasn't proceeding. But I'm sure there's a finite number of people that need to be dealt with. Don't kill the dang drone, you banshee. Stick with attacking us. We're the threat here, not the drone. Drone's just a happy little friend. I know that. Thank you. Get down, oh, fudge. So actually, I'm having a certain amount of success by not worrying too much about the drone until after I've dealt with the enemies. Shoot again, Shepard. Thank you. Okay, little droney. Come on. Come on. Is there another one? Or is that her death scream? Okay, she just had an extended death scream. Drone doing a lot worse on power than before, but It's okay, because there's nothing left to threaten us. Come on up here, buddy. Come on. Come on. Please tell me you've got enough left to finish, because I'll be pretty irritated otherwise. We won't get full grenades back, but how often do we use them anyway? And they were actually effective when we used them in this video, so I'm happy enough. I guess how this works is that it doesn't lose shields. Shields and power are equivalent. It loses... So therefore it loses shields when it gets attacked. It loses power when you're not there guiding it. Doesn't really make sense. I mean, as a like sub game, it's fine. It's the challenge is, you know, there is a challenge, but it's not exceedingly difficult. Obviously, I accomplished it on my second attempt. But yeah, I don't really see the logic of why the drone works that way. But you know what? We'll give it a pass because I managed to beat it without getting overly frustrated. Metagel, I didn't collect this already, did I? Excuse me, maybe I did. Could have sworn I left a grenade. Oh no, I did, and I got it, and that's why I'm at 3 instead of 2. So it's all working out. It all makes sense, folks. Hey, I'm actually up to 4 grenades. What the hell? The 3 is how many shots I have in my clip. So I really don't know what I'm talking about. I am down on Metagel a little bit. But hey, you get free Metagel in this game when you finish missions. So... Guy.
The artifact. Like in Bryson's office. Move! I've got a shot! Darno!
Obviously possessed. I mean, oh well. That's kind of a shame that we didn't get to save him, and probably more importantly, call me callous, that we didn't save the artifact, because the artifact seemed kind of important. Is that Garneau or some other dude? It didn't seem like he was that damaged by the explosion.
Shepard, over here.
What have you got?
It's an Asimov story about AI. I'm fascinated by it.
That's not Garneau. This is.
Ah.
It appears he's been dead for a while.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, Leviathan can have Bryson killed, can take over this colony, and he can use them as puppets.
You're just a puppet, just a puppet, just a puppet.
Anything
No,
else?
yeah, the guy was pretending to be,
And a
what's his
personal
face?
log
That
with
makes
8
sense.
missed calls from a Dr. Ann Bryson.
And Bryson.
His daughter, the one who had a code inexplicably drawn into her pictures?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
What's going
I'm
on,
Commander
Holmes?
Shepard. Are you all right?
Sure, that evil thing was controlling us, I guess.
I feel strange, but all right.
You know, like I've been doing a lot of weed, dude. What's going on?
Can you tell me anything about what happened to you?
Not really.
Well, I went to college and I met a dude. And
Remember, it just seemed cold. I remember a feeling cold and dark.
why can't the evil mind control power make people feel comfortable and
That's
warm?
exactly what I felt.
But dark's not a feeling, so never mind.
Do you recognize this man?
I've never seen him before in my life.
I've never been
Someone
more
here
afraid
killed
in
him.
my life.
Someone here. How is that possible? I'm so sorry.
Uh-huh.
That artifact. Do you know where it came from?
Spencer's gift.
Came out of the mine. Right. Head office was supposed to send someone. That's about all I can...
Trail off. Alright. You know, we really should be asking you more questions, but we're out of dialogue options, so.
Cortez, what's your situation? Can you bring the shuttle?
No, I was killed by the Reapers long ago.
A couple of minutes ago, the Reaper forces broke off and left.
Reaper. What's a Reaper?
Reaper. Who's got the Reapers?
What year do you think this is?
1972.
2176.
The fact that you asked us
2176,
that
10
doesn't
years
make
ago.
us suspicious at all. That would explain why I can no longer get it up.
Temporary
Sorry.
quarantine.
And
If
never
these people
released.
have been out of it for that long, they're in for a shock.
Cause my partner's gonna be the shock master. Alright, it's alright.
It now seems Leviathan not only has the power to destroy a Reaper, but possesses an indoctrination ability.
Maybe this
Pretty
thing
sweet,
is
huh?
a Reaper.
That makes sense. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Rogue Reaper? A Reaper the other Reapers are hunting down? Maybe this is the nice Reaper, and it's like, okay, the humans I control feel all cold and dark or whatever, and that's too bad, but I don't want to kill them, but my fellow Reapers are all pissed off about that, so I better hide out and use Reapers to cover my tracks.
If it is a Reaper, then I want to know what it's up to.
What's going on, Holmes?
How long has it been out here? And more importantly, why? Edie, did we get anything from Garneau's notes?
Yes, they suggest that Garneau created a way to block the artifact's mind-affecting properties. The artifact seems to be the key.
Agreed. When I head back to Bryson's office, I want you there.
Because,
Yes,
we've already got a
I wanna
bunch of
know just
dialogue
what the
for
hell
you
these
there.
artifacts really are and what they can do.
Powerful and dangerous. That's what they are.
And we've got one sitting right in the middle of the Citadel.
That's a good point. So yeah, not really the most fascinating combat sequences in that, and mystery whodunit doesn't really work in this game's format, but plot-wise, just the simple fact that multiple squad mates can have dialogue if you bring them along, this is so far the best structured of the DLCs. Not to mention the fact that you can actually break it off and pick it back up again throughout. Like if I wanted to go do regular missions now, not finish the whole Leviathan thing in one shot, I could. So the mission on the Eden Prime DLC is kind of short, not that great, but the idea is what you're paying for is this new character, really. There's a lot more combat in the Omega DLC, but it's just not that interesting. And I kind of feel like, having not played Citadel yet, this is the best of the DLCs, I think. I mean, if you're just judging the Eden Prime DLC by the content of the mission that you get for doing it, and not, like, overall the fact that you have a new squad mate, who admittedly, it's a pretty big change it has on the game. I mean, the guy has dialogue throughout the entire game. There's no point where a regular squad mate would have dialogue that's unique, where Javik doesn't, but just the fact that there's more than one thing going on, that there actually is a story playing out beyond just, alright, Shepard, you, me, and the Turian chick need to go to the next place and find more guys, and then the next place and find more guys. It's actually, yeah, it really does feel like the best structure to the DLCs. But we haven't played Citadel yet. Citadel might rock, and if it turns out that it's better than this DLC, I'm not going to complain that I was wrong about this one being the best DLC. I'll be happy that there was another decent DLC.
I found something.
I'm not meaning to imply that all the other DLCs suck, but it's Brez, the planet Brez. Possibly the planet Breeze. Look, everybody, it's Tyler. Tyler Breeze, folks. Hey, heat sinks. I guess we needed that for one of these side quests. It didn't seem like we could find anything before when we scanned, but now we can.
Reapers eluded.
Seems like it would be somewhere in close to the sun. That's where all the cool shit seems to be going on.
Faster than light jump successful.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a... This is the section that I haven't explored yet, so you'd think it's up here.
Evasion successful.
You know how I am, guys. I want to find this thing now. Even if it's just fuel, at least we can see completion on the map.
Reapers eluded.
Can I get there? I think I can. Alright, so we're done here.
Faster than light jump successful.
So, Investigate Sanctuary is back up on the map. I mean, it never went away, but you know what I mean. We've got as the Reapers continue their expansion, we've got more places we can potentially explore, but I actually think just because it's so neat that we can actually break off this DLC and don't do it all in one shot, I'm pretty sure Citadel works that way, that you have to do it all in one shot. Omega, obviously, you do all in one shot. Let's actually take advantage and do some silly side quests. Interest did not appear before. It apparently just didn't appear on the map before. It may have been added by this DLC as a false lead that you could get, or not. I could have sworn this would be circled in red as a highlight. Alliance intelligence reports that there was once a sizable military space station trailing Hiba that was tasked with arming and refueling ships to repel pirates, slave revolts, and foreign invasion. The Reapers wasted little time in destroying it during the conquest of Kamala. Oh no, the Ugandan giant, the mighty Kamala, has been destroyed by Reapers? I don't know what Kamala is. Here's Kamala. I'm just wondering if this is a Batarian planet or what. Kamala is relatively small but easily rich garden world recently colonized by the Batarians. Okay, so it was
Signal confirmed.
part of the Batarian Empire. The planet Cholus has some shit going down. Let's see what that shit is that's going down on Cholus. Boy, that took a while to find. Governor Grothan Paznes. What? Alright, well, Governor Grothan Paznes, he's the Fred Burroughs of Batarian society. Desperately important, but you don't know who the hell he is. Fred Burroughs, help me! Ladies and gentlemen, Fred Burroughs. Okay. He's as elusive as Robert Denby. %. There's still stuff we didn't find? Oh, please don't tell me it's in that same system. Indra's 50%. I didn't even check that that was all there was. That's just how... And it's just more fuel, but that's fine. Again, I'm more about making sure I actually cleared the place, so I can show 100% completion on my map, and not have to come search this place. Or, you know, what it's really about is if a quest comes up where I have to search, and I've pre-searched every place to 100%, then any place that drops to less than 100 I know is where the stuff is. So that's why I like to keep everything spick and span at 100%. So yeah, we're just going to have a little Athena Nebula. Crescent Nebula. I think we just had some places that they didn't, even though there's a little Reaper on them, they wouldn't let us search. We'll take a minute to get Shrike Abyssal up to 100%. Although I don't want to get away from the DLC for too long, because I kind of promised that we were going to finish this DLC in this series of videos, you know. And, actually, the naming of videos is much simpler when you just, stick with one DLC, because I don't come up with unique names. I just, you know, like I did with Omega. Omega DLC Part 1, Omega DLC Part 2, etc. So I wonder if the stuff that you... Well, there was something. Probably it just tells you this is a false lead for what's-his-face if you haven't already established where he was. So I'm just thinking now that these things we're discovering aren't part of side quests. They're just little minor, like, +5 war assets that you get only if you have this DLC.
I found something.
Yeah, I found it too, as a, like, asteroid. Fortune Labor Team. Yeah, I'm guessing that they're not actually part of a side quest. You had to find them. You just get a small amount of war assets added to your tally for finding them on their own. Don't hold me to that. That might not be accurate at all. But these systems, I think, just pop up when you get the DLC as false leads that you can get on where to find, what's his name? Gerard Depardieu, whatever that guy. He had like a vaguely French name. So.
Signal confirmed.
Well, here you go. I managed to find them both fairly quickly here. Heshtok. Planet Heshtok has a goofy alien-sounding name. Heshtok. Heshtok is having known for not existed in any previous Mass Effect game, or in this game unless you get this DLC. Void Devil's Fighter Wing. It's a neat name. But yeah, I think that's what it is. These are just little rinky-dink additions to our war assets. I shouldn't care about these in the slightest, because if memory serves, we already have maximum war assets. So nothing that we add is going to make any difference to what endings are available to us in the end game. Just kind of, you know, once I paid for a DLC, and once I'm taking the time to record it for the interwebs, I try to be as much of a completionist as is practical, without going through the game multiple times over. Crescent Nebula, Hourglass Nebula, let's just leave those alone. We'll come back to them after we finish the DLC. We'll take a look. It's in a book reading rainbow. So we'll go back to Bryson's lab, this time visiting his daughter, I would imagine. We could, right in the middle of this DLC, start another DLC. That's just how freeform this DLC is. I love it. But we are actually going to continue on and try to finish this DLC. The rate we're moving, I think I can finish in this play session. It's much more open-ended. I'm enjoying it much more. That being said, it's shorter, I think, than Omega in playtime if you actually are fairly efficient. So, again, it's weird to complain that Omega dragged, considering you pay extra money for the content. You want to feel like you got your money's worth, but that sense that it dragged just, you know, it's like I wasn't enjoying the time that much. What can you do? BioWare, if you're listening, you can't please people like me. Don't sweat it. You guys did a good job at the game. People like me will always bitch about something. It's
we need to
okay.
shield the artifact they've got here right away.
Shepard, I am a robot, but I've been indoctrinated. I must blow your head off.
I should be able to accomplish this without difficulty.
How? Did he figure something out? That it certainly didn't seem to work. He still got his, like, other people around him had their brains taken over and killed
Thing's
him.
been here the whole time. Why weren't we affected?
You're badass.
Perhaps the amount of time spent near the artifact is key.
Or perhaps you're
After a
totally
certain
indoctrinated.
duration, it affords Leviathan an impressive mind control capability.
You're just making that up. Or have you been indoctrinated in our spreading lies? No, it makes sense to me that Leviathan... I think we're working on the assumption now that Leviathan is a rogue reaper. A rogue leaper. We're working on the assumption Leviathan is a rogue leaper. Did it again. A rogue reaper. And the name fits, sort of. Previous reapers we've met were Sovereign and Harbinger. Leviathan doesn't quite fit in, but it is like a big, scary... It gets an imposing sort of name. Sovereign was like, I have authority, I rule. Harbinger, I warn of danger to come. Yeah, Leviathan fits well enough. Because now that I think about it, Sovereign and Harbinger don't really fit that well. If it had gone from being Sovereign to, you know, Emperor, or Sovereign to Authority, that would actually make more sense. What was I getting at? Why aren't I actually letting the story play out? Yeah, that's right. But we're operating on the assumption that it's a Reaper, and Shepard's wondering why he hasn't been taken over. I think the prolonged exposure to a Reaper as required thing had kind of been prior established, but more importantly, it's like, Edie's probably not affected because she's a freaking robot. Shepard wondering why he hasn't been taken over is legit. Although, as you can go read about, or you can watch videos about it from fans online, there is a... It comes into play even more near the end of this game, but there are fan theories that Shepard has in fact been indoctrinated for a big chunk of the Mass Effect series. It makes, you know, people have used it to try to what's the word I'm looking for here? Retcon sense into aspects of the game's story that don't make sense if you analyze them more closely than I have. Anyway, this is a legitimate question, the one I'm about to raise. Although, actually, it looks like that's where we're going anyway, because if we need the help, that's kind of the renegade way of saying, I'm not even going to ask if this thing might be not an ally. But no, the question now is, this Leviathan thing doesn't seem to want to be found. Clearly it's an enemy of the Reapers, but is the enemy of our enemy our friend?
I'd call it dangerous as hell. Bryson's assistant tried to kill me.
Who knows what Tali'Zorah will do when
Perhaps
she
Leviathan is
shows up.
controlling him to protect itself, diverting people away from its trail.
Maybe. It just shows we don't know what we're dealing with yet.
Despite the
We
risk,
seldom
this
do.
artifact remains our only link to finding Leviathan.
Yeah, let's just
Perhaps
drop
we
this
could find
DLC.
more information about it here in the lab.
Agreed. Bryson's team might have turned up something we missed. I'll look around.
There might be things we're allowed to interact with now that we couldn't interact with before. More heads that can go, ah! Well, we're back to this nonsense again. I'm enjoying this DLC, I really am. But yeah, it doesn't it kind of feel now like everything we just didn't mean shit?
Bryson's assistant, Hadley. Do we have an update on his status?
Hadley,
He is in a vegetative
get me a
state.
hammer.
The doctors believe it is permanent.
But the miners
He
recovered
watched a
when the
lot of
artifact
the
was
real world
destroyed.
on MTV.
Hadley lost consciousness when he attempted to answer our questions about Leviathan. It may have been a deliberate attempt to silence him permanently.
Well, maybe Leviathan can be an ally, but I would say that Leviathan's actions so far indicate it doesn't place a whole lot of value on human life. For what that's worth. Energy emissions tests. Artifact P3X118 Hadley Derrick. Initial test. Artifact test negative for infrared and ultraviolet emissions, baby. No gamma or X-ray radiation has been detected. Follow-up tests. Artifact does not react to application of various stimuli. Internal readings inconclusive, daddy. No progress in determining age, if you will. Guess I stayed here all night finding out that the thing isn't really important. Fell asleep at desk. Conclusion. Artifact is definitely inert and safe. Recommend keeping it here for reference. We should all be near it. I can see it's taking over his brain. It's convincing him to hang out so he can take over his brain more. I gotcha. May be more useful than Leviathan in the long run. Recommend we abandon hunt for Leviathan and seek more productive studies.
They were testing the artifact for energy emissions.
Mm-hmm.
And found nothing. Still, I recommend leaving it shielded.
Yep. And a bunch of bones and skulls. There, hey, Bobo, they're in the land of bones and skulls. This place sure is full of bones. Yep. And skulls.
Anything interesting about the artifact structure?
It is not constructed.
Seeing a microscope made me think to ask that.
Reaper technology. Beyond that, nothing of relevance.
So you can't tell me anything about what it's made of, just that it's not made of Reaper stuff. Anything else in this room before we depart? No. Okay. This is nice too, because it gives you a second opportunity to pick any wappets. Pick up any wappets you might have left. Wappet upgrades, I should say. I don't think there were any like weapon types that are only available from coming here. Didn't the Omega DLC actually give us new weapons? Then again, most of the weapons that you get in this game, I mean, there's a couple of basic weapon types. Most of the time when you get a new weapon, it's not really... It doesn't really feel like a new game as you play with a new version. What do you see when you look at the ink blot, folks? You see the image that I see. Rocks. Get your rocks off. Ho ho ho.
Edie, what project was Garneau working on when he found the artifact?
Basilisk.
Got anything on Basilisk?
Several ships, a mythical
The
creature,
Basilisco
and a rare
is a
mid-tier enemy type
singing
in the
robot
Galaxy of
that
Fantasy
kidnapped...
video game.
Yeah, sorry.
It possesses a gaze attack capable of triggering synced animation kills. Player forums describe it as overpowered.
I meant the project, Edie.
Oh. Then, no.
There's got to be something here on this artifact.
Shouldn't have talked over
What
that.
about
That
the
sounded
server?
pretty amusing.
Bryson's assistant wiped the office server and destroyed all backups, likely before killing Bryson. However, records show new messages on Bryson's personal comm terminal upstairs.
Could be worth a
Stop.
look.
Why don't you go look at it, Edie? I'm going to stand here. No? Okay. Yeah, I shouldn't have started. I was like about to make jokes about the Basilisco kidnapping Chico or whatever the hell. Although I don't think that was actually the Basilisco. I think that was one of the other AI pod thingies. But yeah, whatever. But no, she was already making funny jokes. I shouldn't have listened to them. I don't think I went in here before during this visit. But there's no reason to, so it's okay. I guess we're doing less of an investigation and more of just a second sweep here.
A message from Dr. Bryson's daughter, Anne.
Excuse me.
According to my records, she worked with her father.
To alienate her mother.
I'm at the dig site in the Pylos Nebula. Project Scarab paid off. I've got another artifact like the one Garneau found. I think it could be affecting people's behavior.
It made me evil.
Shield the one in your office. I tried to warn Garneau, but I can't get through. They've got Reaper scouts coming into our
Shepard's
main
like, I can't
site.
believe this
I'm
shit.
heading to the secondary base to grab what research I can.
Seriously, Shepard looking down at that, and he was like, I can't believe how puffy her cheeks
She
are.
seems to know something about the artifact.
Oh, is that what you got out of that? I kind of figured that out too, but okay. Miss Know-It-All Robo-Lady.
She sounded worried.
If Reaper forces were approaching, her concern was warranted.
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
hope we get to her before they do.
She said she was in the Pylos Nebula, working for Project Scarab. That cluster contains several systems. I'll call up the nebula on the galaxy map. We may also search the lab for clues to narrow down her location.
Oh man, we're doing that again? I seriously thought we weren't going to have to do that again. Oh god, how long is this video? I think I'm ready to call it a video and start a new one. Have a whole fresh and exciting video of the Looking for Clues game again. And in fact, that is what we're going to do. Alright folks, when we come back, I'll read stuff in a Terry Funk voice. I'll try not to. But when we come back, apparently we're doing this again. I mean, you know, I don't know. When I LP, I just tend to like make a comical, like, I'm a wacky zany LP personality, folks. I make this show of complaining about stuff for comic effect, but I mean, I gotta say, my honest reaction was like, what? This again? Can't we just get on with it? Hopefully we'll be able to get on with it, and a let's get on with it adventure next time on the Mysterious JG. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Ruffle, ruffle, ruffle.